Trembled with pain and purpose as the sands bore witness to the arrival of a cub unlike any before. He was small, fragile, full of sunlit dews, his eyes a piercing sapphire blue, the heir of the Sand King. But fate had carved its path in cruelty. When he opened those newborn eyes, the first thing he saw was death. His father, the mighty king of sand, lay still and cold, his blood fresh in the dust. No roar, no warmth, no final farewell. And yet, in that moment, the cub saw everything. The silence, the scars, the betrayal written in ashen blood. It burned into him. Deep, he could not speak, but he remembered. He will remember. For in those blue eyes, the legacy lives on. 10 years. A decade of whispers, of shattered infrastructure, of communities erased from maps under mountains of sand and rubble. The blue-eyed ghost, the desert djinn, the heir of the Sand King. The world knew the legend, born in the tomb of a colossus, but none truly understood the entity that stalked the wastelands and the fringes of civilization. He wasn't just a beast. He was vengeance made flesh, intelligence honed in the crucible of loss, and power amplified by a biology warped by his father's unnatural blood. Inline and cold, his eyes that froze the blood of the few who glimpsed him. Deep, piercing sapphire, radiating an unnerving, ancient intelligence that held no mercy, only cold, calculating fury. He hadn't just destroyed the dam. He'd orchestrated its fall with chilling precision. Now, he watched the flood's genesis, not with bestial triumph, but with the detached assessment of a master tactician, observing the inevitable outcome of a perfect plan. His father had smashed cities with raw power. He unraveled them. He is the Sapphire Storm. He is the reckoning born from the and he is just beginning. The era of the Sapphire Storm had begun, and humanity was merely prey, struggling in the web of his intellect. These hadn't even settled before the whispers. Not from the desert fringes this time, but from the pulsing core of the Republic itself. Not as a ghost on the horizon, but as a phantom within the walls of the Dean. He was larger than reports suggest, closer to a small tank than a van, muscles rippling beneath the impossibly clean fur. But it was the eyes that paralyzed thorn. Deep, ancient sapphires, scanning the surroundings with chilling, analytical calm. The storm didn't run. He flowed. He moved through the storm of projectiles, not dodging them in the conventional sense, but anticipating their trajectories with impossible precision. He slid behind heavy lab equipment milliseconds before impacts vaporized the space he occupied. Support pillars, cryo tanks, server banks as shields and deflection points. He wasn't just fighting, he was dissecting their defenses, exposing their weaknesses in real time, turning their own city against them. He isn't just a creature of the desert anymore. The concrete jungle is his new hunting ground. He is unstoppable. He is Sapphire Storm. He is inside. He is the king.